Hello, Steve White, Trek Boy 89 for Steve Arts 89. Forgive me, this episode, this video is about a week overdue. But I just had to talk about this because, unfortunately, after I watched episode 8 of Discovery, I just ran away, and I didn't look at the preview for this week. Actually, I think it did run through. I didn't watch it properly. I didn't watch it separately. And also, I noticed there was a scene from the episode that was up from the Ready Room. I'm like, I'm not going to watch it. I have to watch it next week when I watch the episode. I didn't think it would be consequential. I thought I saw a video of someone talking about how the Discovery was something to do with the Kelvin universe, and I'm like, I didn't watch it because I sort of have developed a bit of an aversion to Star Trek Discovery. And then I watched the episode, and this first scene, in the first minute and a half, they finally established the fact that Discovery is based in the Prime timeline. Now, the funny, ironic thing about this is they think this is a slap in the face to Star Trek fans. They think they're saying, oh, look, we've established with this one line that Star Trek, that we exist in the same universe as the original series and Next Generation, Deep Space Nine, Voyager and all that. But the Prime isn't that universe. It's the Kelvin universe's original series before the alternate universe was created. And when they first were promoting the film, they tried to act as though they had the rights to the original Star Trek, and that the Prime universe, oddly suddenly named the Prime universe when we'd never heard that term before, was like, well, we're creating a new universe in this show for the movie, so we have to name the old universe so we can distinguish the two. So we're going to call it the Prime universe, okay? We're going to call it the Prime universe. When really what they did was they created their own Star Trek universe, which they had the rights to. They created a new license, and they weren't allowed to really depict the real Star Trek because of licensing and so forth. They wanted people to be able to distinguish between the movie Kirk and Spock and that universe and the TV series Kirk and Spock universe, because CBS didn't want their merchandise being challenged with so they made this separate universe, and then they had this time incursion which creates a different timeline within that universe, and that's the Prime universe. That's the JJ verse. And some people try to refer to the new timeline as the JJ verse, and before that as the Prime universe, when it's really just the JJ verse, the Prime universe. It's the same thing. And the time incursion and the timeline is just within that. But so they're trying to be smart, and they're so dumb. They're trying to be smart by saying, "Oh, we're in the Prime universe," because the Prime universe is the universe that Kirk and Spock and all that from the original series and Next Gen and all the series that already exist in, and it's not. So I'm so glad they've just established that that Discovery is the movie universe. It's Prime universe before Kirk and Spock, basically. Before the movie Kirk and Spock, not the original series Kirk and Spock. Now, how there aren't 20 videos made on this, I don't know, because I think it's fairly significant that they finally said it in the show. And I know some people are going to say, you're an idiot. Of course they said it. They've been saying it the whole time. It's Prime universe, Prime universe. But the thing is, they're trying to suggest that the Prime universe and the original, we still don't have a name for it, the original series universe, the canon universe. Some people are referring to it as the canon universe, or just referring because it's canon, and being in a different universe in a different show is sort of not canon, But I don't know. I just say original series universe, the original universe, and you got the Prime universe, which is the JJ universe. Ultimately, it's the Kelvin timeline. So you've got the Kelvin timeline within the Prime universe, which is the JJ universe. So I'm just glad they've established it, because, like I said, they think they're establishing that it's in the original timeline, but they're actually finally establishing that it's not. So I'm very happy about that. And I mean, this is not much of a surprise in some ways. We all knew this, but the other issue is that there are so many time incursions from the Red Angel and the Mirror Universe jumping that timeline is a fractured mess anyway. So even if that was supposed to be the original series timeline, it's not the one they started off in. The one they're in is not the one they started off in, because that's just not how time travel supposedly works in this series, although they seem to be contradicting themselves now. And I don't even want to get into theoretical science about that, but when the original series started, there was sort of one sort of understanding theory about time travel, and then that sort of changed, and that was sort of established in Next Gen, where they sort of showed different versions of how time travel could kind of work, but they still had that basic, it's like a stream, you sort of jump in and get out and blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to try to explain it. Any sci-fi fans know what I'm talking about. And this new sort of universe, I'm like, well, I'm sorry, if this character, because they established this character, what was his name, Kor or something, or Yor, Yar? Is it Yar? Where's my notes? I can't read my notes. I can't read my own writing. This is not news to anyone who's seen one of my videos. Whatever. He basically travels between time and universes. So this next gen era time agent or whatever basically dies because you can't travel in time, blah, 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 blah. So that's sort of the conceit. And during that they mention, he travelled across from a timeline where there was an altered reality because of the Romulan mining ship. So they established that this is the same universe where that happened. So like I said, they established it there in the Prime Universe. And they keep referring to the Prime Universe after this. I'm like, they've never referred to themselves as the Prime Universe before. They're finally doing it now. And I'm like, yes, we've established that Discovery is in the Prime Universe, the same universe as the movies, and it's not the same universe as the original series. I know CBS says it is because they, in the beginning, wanted original series fans and old Star Trek fans to watch this new show and think that it was the same universe and all the same thing, and to think that even though we didn't get the license, even though we can't actually make Star Trek, this is still Star Trek, so keep watching it even though it's not Star Trek. That only lasted a few episodes. Once we got a few episodes into season 1, we knew that's not what it was. And then we started resenting the fact they were lying to us the whole time of the promotion and continuing to lie to us. And Midnight's Edge, as bad as they are for misinformation and rumours and baiting their base and hanging carrots in front of poor, innocent, suffering Star Trek fans who just want some hope. That's not me, I'm not talking about me. They did a very good video explaining all the licensing and all that, and they are good with some of that stuff. When they actually just get into the facts of things, they're good. But when they get into rumours and all that sort of stuff, it's just stuff they make up because it's clickbait and people will watch and believe it because they want to and they need to. It's just like being a Trump supporter, where he just tells you what you want to hear and you believe him no matter what, and it's just like follow the cult leader, follow the cult leader. It's a bit like that. I was in the sort of Midnight's Edge cult, and I'm sort of out now. It's like, damn, I can't believe I was listening to them that hard. But I really wanted Discovery to be being cancelled every season, and all these sort of rumours and that they put out that weren't true. It still sucks. It's an abomination. Everything they've said criticism-wise of the actual show and the production, that's all accurate. I'm not as convinced that all their motivations are pure. I think some of them are toxic, but a lot of them aren't. They're just science fiction fans who know good science fiction from bad science fiction and know Star Trek from something else. Generic science fiction. So I just had to talk about this because that happened. I'm like, what? I watched that scene about 3 times. I'm like, really? That I could have seen this last week and been talking and thinking about this the whole time. I just assumed it was just some random something to do with Giorgio. I didn't think it would give away anything because normally these little clips don't. They're just sort of just a scene they can show without these are not my notes. I got too much paper. But yes, I'm just excited. It's established now. They've said it. They've said the Prime Universe. They can't go back. They can't pretend. They can continue to say that the Prime Universe is the same universe as the original series, but it's not. They never had the license to do it properly. They always had the 25% rule, which has been established because some of the production members weren't told what to say and what not to say to the media and fans, and they slipped up. And we know this sort of happened in the designing and the production of the show. And they just, I don't know why they still try and cover up. Just say, hey, we've got this awesome new Star Trek show in this awesome alternative universe so we can do different things. They just should just go with it. Just say, yes, prime timeline, not the original. It's different. We're better than, because they hate the original Star Trek. Just say we're in another universe. We're better. We can do things they couldn't do because, our show is better because we've created this whole new universe which is different and better and blah, blah, blah. And distance themselves from this horrible, archaic, patriarchal show that they hate, which is the original series. I don't know why they keep trying to put them in the same universe. They're not fooling any real Star Trek fans, and new Star Trek fans don't care. But I'm going to go because I've talked way too long about this, but I think it's huge. I don't know why anyone else isn't really talking about it. I think because we all sort of knew, but I just never thought they'd admit it and sort of canonize their non-canon existence, which they thought they were actually canonizing themselves when they were doing it. So it's very funny. But I'm going to go and do the actual review of the actual episode because I did watch the whole thing. And I knew I couldn't do a short video talking about this and the actual episode, so I had to do a separate one. But I'm going to go and celebrate the fact that I can kind of dismiss Discovery and just say, yes, it is Prime Universe. Nothing that happens in that show affects anything that happens in the movies or any of the series. And my dear Spock, who I still love because he was portrayed by Leonard Nimoy, Prime Spock, I still love him because he was portrayed by Leonard Nimoy. He's not Spock. And no one in that show is from the original series universe in the movie and that. So it's fine, doesn't matter what they do. And that's kind of why I was okay with the movies when they came out, because they it didn't affect anything. But then when they tried to say Discovery was the same universe and it all contradicted, it didn't work. But put in a different universe, I'm fine with it. It's not good Star Trek, it's not a good show, but at least it's separate from and doesn't affect anything from the other series. So yep. I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. I wish I'd watched this clip a week ago.